Hey, welcome back. Hope you like chicken wings. I got this wicked awesome Orange Tamari chicken wing sauce that I made. Now, granted, this is not a traditional Chinese dish, but it is a take on Hong Kong wings. We're going to do a gluten-free sauce using cara oranges, honey instead of sugar. We're using tamari, which makes it gluten-free. You are going to need a scale, a digital scale. And this is something that requires good time temperature control to make. So for the recipe, head over to kcknh.com. The video will be available on YouTube. Set that oven for 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to need some sheet pans for the wings. And make a slurry on the side of cornstarch and water. So we're going to lightly coat the chicken wings, kosher salt, black pepper, garlic powder, and arrange them on the sheet pans. And we're going to let them air dry for 30 minutes right on the counter. We're going to work on this marinade while the chicken is sitting aside. So here we're using cara oranges for their awesome sweetness, by the way. We're going to zest 3 oranges, and then we're going to juice them all right into the bowl. The smell is going to be incredible with these oranges, let me tell you something. Now, the beauty in these caras, they're going to have plenty of fluid, and I find it gives a perfect balance when you're working with tamari, when you work with the vinegar, the honey. It has a nice balance, and you can taste all the different layers of flavor that you're putting into this. So we're just taking a press, squeezing the hell out of them. Ultimately, 3 oranges is going to definitely do this. I made it this way so you'll have a little bit of extra marinade on the side, because you can use it for other meats as well. Now, in a high-powered blender, you're going to take the orange juice, the garlic, and the ginger, puree it. It will be pulpy, don't worry about it. That's just to be expected. You can strain it later if you want, but right now we want to get it into the bowl and scrape out the blender cup nice and clean. Now, we're going to add the honey, the tamari, and the rice vinegar into the bowl. Now, don't worry if you got honey crystals. Sometimes that can happen. We're going to be cooking this on the stovetop, so it's going to melt, so don't even worry about it. But what I like to do is put everything into this bowl, mix it well. That way, if there is a large honey crystal clump, I can easily just break that up. And you're going to love the smell of this because it's just so good. It's really one of my favorite smells. So we're hitting this with the tamari. Beautiful color. And then we'll hit it with the rice vinegar next. And it's going to help thin it out. Give it different layers of sweet, tangy, sour. I want to mess with your palate. We want to create that umami that we're looking for. So medium heat into a reasonable sized little pot. Pour everything in. Now mix it to help encourage those honey crystals to melt. But you're going to do it slowly. And as you're mixing, scrape the bottom and the sides, because we want to avoid burning the sauce. There's quite a bit of natural sugars in this. And you will see the pulpiness coming out. You can, once the honey crystals are melted, if you want to run this through a fine strainer, go ahead. It's perfectly fine. Or if you're like me and you don't care, just leave it in there. It's not a big deal. But we're going to see this start to thin out a little bit. It will have a little bit of thickening, but it's going to need a little encouragement. Now, at this point, go back to your tray of chicken. Brush on some tamari here. It's going to help tighten the skin, add some extra flavor. And set the timer of the oven for 30 minutes. You're going to want to rotate it and then reset for another 15. Now let's go back to the marinade. The sauce here is coming together beautifully. Crystals are all officially melted. And continue to scrape the sides and bottom. You definitely don't want this to burn, folks. It's going to stink. We don't want stinky. It's going to really come together about 5 minutes once it comes to this proper level of heat, actually. And this is where you want to have your slurry off to the side with a whisk. So just make sure you got everything set up here. And I'm just taking the time needed to make sure nothing has a chance to burn. This marinade, this stir-fry sauce, this wing sauce, it's so versatile. You can use this for a lot of different dishes. That's what I love about this. So we are now at that stage, everything's melted. Use the strainer if you want, just be careful, it's going to be wicked hot. Get the whisk and the cornstarch slurry to thicken your sauce. Now, if it's something where it thickens wicked fast, don't worry. Add about 4 ounces of water or squeezed orange juice and whisk it into your sauce. This is going to help thin it out without compromising flavor. Now at this point, we have done the legwork. We've got everything prepped. And when the chicken wings are done and they've reached an internal temperature of 165 and no longer pink, you're ready to sauce up your wings. Just keep in mind, you're going to need a lot of napkins. Look how awesome these are. This is incredible sauce, and I think you're going to really enjoy this. And use it as a stir fry. It's wicked versatile. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll come back with another recipe.